Hello? Hello, Stillikins. Hello, Georgine. Oh.
I'm an arts and crafts
I don't have
master. Why do you think I always
thing.
have this glue gun stuck to my arm? Ugh.
Well, that's more than a year.
That is
Chaos
more than a year.
AWOO.
Oh. Petrigor, welcome in. Calliope, thank you for the 58-month resub. What color paper star would you like? I was like, this isn't my right camera. That's correct. That is. Orange, you got it. Because pumpkin spice, is that already coming back out? I have so much to tell you all. I hope you're ready for yapping and chatting. It's pumpkin season? Oh, you have a coffee now? Heck yeah. I'm about to be so powerful. Ain't no stopping us now. I am ready for updates. Very good. Welcome in, Belzy. Yes, get cozy. I'll give you all of the updates in a little bit. Just let everyone come on in. You can all tell me about your weekend, though. How was everyone's weekend? Did you all do anything fun? No. No, we didn't. Who loves her pumpkin spice? No. Listen, I don't like coffee, so I can't really tell you much about pumpkin spice. I do like things that are pumpkin, like cookies and things like that, or like pie. So I do like pumpkin seasoning. I don't like coffee. So James. Look at your phone right now. You love Tiny Bookshop? Is it good? You perfected a Lorcana deck? Ooh. Feel free to share if you'd like. James, you broke her heart. Thank you also for the resub, Calliope. Here's your star. In the jar. James was sitting with Artie, and he left, and she's still sitting in the same spot, but now she looks sad. She says, my best friend is gone.
You're just being a weirdo.
He's like, Dad, I miss you.
You don't actually care.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, how about this? We haven't had this in a while.
Play the demo, watch Sly play the beginning. Oh, that's so mean.
Just trying to help her out. I found this for you.
Oh, thank you. There's a special place you can put it right there.
Now, when I do that, When it's the exact roles reverse.
Yeah, but normally it's like
You
a
get-
normally it's like a clump of my hair.
Yeah, right.
I give you a piece of me. You gave me a piece of plastic. Wait, what was your favorite part about the movie?
Just the amount of details that you could make, like in terms of
I don't know, just what was your favorite part about going?
the fact that like there was a lot more details that were evident, or like I could see better on the big screen. Like there were a few things that I didn't notice on like when we watched it at home on TV, even though we saw it 6 times. Like the Twice poster at the Idol Awards when they were running through the hallways, or like the fact that the crowd was like slowly walking towards Grima, like just about to walk into fire. Like I didn't really pick up on that when we watched it on TV, but when I saw it in the theaters, I was like, oh my god, what is? There were just details like that, like little things that I saw.
It wasn't that you went with me. That wasn't your favorite part.
That was my favorite part.
Oh, you just playing.
No, it was a fun experience.
It was a lot of fun. What did he do? He put her in the blanket fort, but he like picked her up and then like chucked her in, and like she yelled at him about doing it, and that's why I was like, that's kind of mean, bro.
It's funny seeing the cosplayer too as we were leaving.
That was cool.
Everyone yelling their name.
Hi, Allison. Rotation of the card that you can play. Turns out the color of her. Oh! Get to play a giant Tinkerbell? Oh, that's cool. I love that. I guess I can start yapping. I don't want, like, people to miss out, but I also don't want to, like, wait too long. So, if you weren't here, or you didn't know, I have not been to the movies. I'm changing my focus real quick on the camera, so that it doesn't keep auto-focusing on my hand. I have not been to the movie, actually, wait. I haven't been to the movies in 10 years because anxiety and agoraphobia say you may not go. And originally we were going to go see Lilo and Stitch, and then that we didn't because we heard about like the changes that were made in the movie, and neither of us really wanted to see it anymore. And then they announced that they were doing the K-pop Demon Hunters like little weekend play, weekend sing-along. And so we saw some people post like videos of their own like experiences, and it's just basically like a theater full of people singing, and I was like, that's pretty cool. So I like half jokingly said like we should go, right? Half joking because, as James was saying, we've seen it a bunch of times. So, you know, not necessarily a new movie, and he was like, do it. So we got tickets to Sunday, and we went. And it was my first time going in a long time. And I was anxious at first. And then, like, the movie started, and I just got, like, wrapped up in the movie again, because, like, it's a good movie. It was a little theater, so they had, like, multiple screens playing the movie. They had, I should move the camera. Heck yeah! I'm gonna turn that off real fast while I swivel it around. So, like, they had, the theater that we went and saw it in didn't have, it wasn't, like, I don't know, I guess that they have, like, different sizes of screens and stuff like that. And I did not want to go and see it on like an IMAX. I'm not an IMAX kind of person. And so we got tickets, and y'all, I didn't realize that it was still going to be so, like, where we were sitting, the screen was still going to be huge. And, like, we're sitting there, we're watching previews and stuff, and I'm like, this is a bad idea. Like, I shouldn't have got, like, I picked, here. Yeah, hold on. I have, like, pictures I can show you. So, like, this was our theater, right? And again, you know, normally that middle row is decently far back from the screen, like the big aisle row, if you will. So I picked these two seats, which were right by the entrance. And again, I'm thinking, okay, middle. So this was how many people were there. So it was a small theater. And let's see. We were close. No, but see, I kind of think about like where the middle row typically is in a typical movie theater. It's normally in the middle. Like the row that you walk into, normally there are seats down below and there are seats up above, but normally I feel like that section with the wide aisle is pretty much middle. Maybe a little low, but like middle-ish. I did not expect it to be like, yeah. So I brought Tiny Derpy with us, and I printed out a little save the date thing for his tongue. Yeah, it's really low. I'd die in that probably, yeah. So he came with us. Hold on. He ate some these are gonna go on Instagram. He ate some popcorn. We took a picture together. I did my hair like Zoe's because the wig that I bought, it didn't work out the way that I wanted it to. It was both too slippery to like get the height I wanted, and yet not slippery enough to like braid well. Like it kept tangling. It was such a mess. It just didn't work out well. I'm gonna save and just, if I want to do that, I'll buy like an actual one that's pre-braided and pre-done. So that kind of sucked. So instead, I did little Zoe buns, and I had Derpy on my lap. And then I have a couple of these like kinds of videos during the movie where I just
surprisingly, your plan is working. I know.
oh. This is when Derpy first comes onto the screen.
No, not really. It's okay.
So I have like a couple little things like that to play. And it was really cute, or like to post, during the final scene. So we were the only adults there. I will. We were the only adults there alone, I should say. There were a lot of adults there with their kids. There was one dad there with his teenage daughter, which I thought was the cutest thing. And there were a lot of, like, kids. I would say, like, 6 to 12 felt like the average age. And hi, Sharn. And y'all, they sang. No one, like, belted or sang really loudly, but, like, you could hear the kids behind us, like, absolutely singing along, and I was like, heck yes. Like, this was great. So it was a lot of fun. When when the movie was over and we were leaving, there was like a family with like a bunch of kids, and one of the kids saw my little crochet derpy and was like, oh, look, and like, you know, pointing it out, and everyone was like, derpy, and I was like, yes, like that's the best feeling ever. And they were like super excited about it. And then when we were leaving the theater, the next showing was getting ready, and someone walked in full Roomy cosplay, and that was just fabulous. And like the kids were like, it's Roomy, and I'm like, this is the cutest thing I've ever witnessed. The cashier, when we were paying for our popcorn and stuff, said that there was a guy who came in earlier dressed as Bobby. And he was like, that was pretty cool, because I was showing James, I was surprised. Again, I haven't been to the movies in 10 years. So at the little, like, checkout, they had this, like, the salt that you could buy to, like, season your popcorn. We have it at home. And I was like, that's so smart. They had, like, little bottles of it. And I was like, oh my God, that's so smart. And I pointed at it, and he looks at me, and he looks at Derpy, and he takes the bottle, right? He takes the bottle, he puts it down, looks me dead in the eye, and goes like this. And it took me half a second to understand, and I'm like, why did he just look at me and then knock the salt? So I take little crochet Derpy, and I start using his paw to try and stand it up, and he starts, like, everyone starts laughing, and I was like, like, it was great. But it was really fun that he, like, saw it, made the connection, and was just like, hold on, wait. And that made me happy too. It was great. It was very good. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I was extra proud of myself because, like, I only took a little bit of my anxiety medication early in the morning. Not that it matters. If you need your medication, take your medication. But, like, I took it earlier because we ran so many errands yesterday just to get stuff for, you know, the wedding all, like, ready. And, yeah, I didn't end up having to, like, take more. Like, I was okay. And I was like, yes. But, again, it helped. Like, it was really funny. I got really nervous the closer that we got to, like, the start time of the movie, and I don't know why. And then, like, the movie actually started, and the music started, and I was like, okay. I'm okay now. And the best part, I love this. So, the beginning, if you've seen the movie, they sing, like, the first opening song, and then, like, afterwards, like, the title flashes across the screen and it stays there for a minute. The title flashes on the screen and it stays there. It's dead quiet in the theater, and everyone starts like, whoa, like clapping and like cheering, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, no one was like singing annoyingly or, you know, doing anything that was like majorly disruptive. So it was a really good experience. But I'm proud of me too. It definitely helped that I didn't have, like, when you go to see, like, a new movie for the first time, I don't know if anyone else gets like this, or anytime that you're watching anything new. Especially if there's, like, action sequences or, you know, anything like that. I feel like when you don't know what to expect, sometimes, like, that anticipatory anxiety kind of hits you. Where you're, like, you're excited because you really want to watch this thing, but you're also, like, I don't know what's going to happen, and then your body, like, takes that information and is like, oh, you're anxious. You're anxious about watching this movie. And it's like, no, I'm not actually anxious about it. I'm, like, excited about it, but you sit there instead and you just feel anxious because that's how your body's reading it. And so, having already seen the movie, I didn't have that, which was great because I didn't have to, like, try and deal with that. There were, like, a couple of times, like, partway through where I got a little anxious, but, and I don't necessarily know why, But it went away. And the best thing was that we were in like the movie theater that was right by the door. Like we weren't deep in the movies. You know, like sometimes they're like, you're in theater like 14 and it's like down 6 hallways and like you're real deep in the theater and like there's nowhere. And this one was like right by, and that helped so much just because it was like in my brain, I was like, okay, well, the bathroom's nearby. The exit also nearby. Like you're not deep in the heart of the theater. So like in my fight or flight instincts were like, okay, this is nice. You know, like sometimes, oh my god, that's one of the worst things for my anxiety. Like when I go to the doctor and they're like, okay, we're gonna go down this hall, down this hall, down this hall, and then you're in room 16, and you're like, oh, great. I can't go in the first 5 rooms that were open, please? Instead of like, what? Okay. Okay. So that was helpful too. I didn't think about it. That makes so much sense. Yeah. This was a great first movie to see. Yeah. Yup. Me too. Me too. I can't think of anything like really coming out that I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna go and see this, you know, in the theater, but it was still nice to just go. Like, I now know what the last movie was that I saw and when it came out, you know? There's so many corners, can't drive. Oh, no. That's annoying. You would think that the doctor's offices would be laid out better for people who, you know, go to doctor's offices. Like, just for everybody. So you can't open them all the way? That just seems like a hazard. One of the things that I thought was really interesting was, like, watching it on the big screen. Like James was saying, you know, there were things that you noticed because the screen was so big. But also, like, for songs like Soda Pop, right? Where there are multiple people singing, I feel like at times it's hard to tell it's hard to tell the difference between the characters. Like vocally. And for whatever, I mean, probably because the sound system, you know, is crazy in a theater. But it was a lot easier to tell, like, oh yeah, there are differences in between their voices. And, like, you could notice it. They do feel really claustrophobic a lot of times, yeah. There's, like, not a lot of windows. Some doctor's offices. A square of corridors, yeah. You can almost actually walk to the staff office. Oh, wow. Instead of back to the waiting room. Like an island. Go all the way around. I have 4 sense of direction, so I've gone around it more than one. Yeah. It's been interesting to, like, see how well this movie did in just one weekend at the box office, too. Like, it's breaking all kinds of records. It was also wild. I know that Kit Kat went to see it. I don't know if anyone else did. But the movie literally started with the Netflix N appearing. Like, that's so crazy because when do you ever see Netflix, the thing appear on a big screen? Like, never. So I was just like, da-doong, and I'm like, this is this is wild. Never noticed it when walking, but in my chair, suddenly the corridor is a roller coaster. Oh no. Yeah, if doctor's offices are in older buildings, that's definitely, like, gonna be a big issue. So we have a short week of streams this week because we will be traveling this weekend for wedding shenanigans. So we're just going to be doing a little bit of crafting. I thought we could move up gaming to Wednesday, not because I really wanted to play more House Flipper. That's definitely not the reason. Yes, it is. Years before they did a single special. Playing it off a Dish Network using DVR. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. Yeah, we were talking about kind of almost like the irony of the fact that Netflix used to mail out like DVDs and stuff like that back when it first came about. I don't know how many of you remember that. Like, Netflix was not a streaming program. You used to, like, get a certain amount of movie rentals from them. And they would mail you DVDs in the mail, and you'd send them back. And there's a little bit of an irony of the fact that they literally had to, like, send out copies again of this movie. Probably in a different format now. You know, not necessarily DVDs or whatever. But just the thought of, like, Netflix having to send the movie again. DVDs outside of grocery stores? Yep. We were a Blockbuster-only house, too. We didn't do Netflix. We never had Netflix growing up. We would go and, like, rent a movie from Blockbuster as a family now and again. But, like, how cool to have a movie so in demand that people not only pay for, like, a Netflix subscription, not necessarily to watch the movie, but, like, enough that they want to then go ahead and spend more money to go to a movie in the theaters. Like, that's wild. Had a little ATM machine for DVDs. I don't remember if it was Netflix, though. Redbox was another one that also existed. Rent a movie from Blockbuster was when we went, each kid could pick a movie. Snack bag. Oh. Yeah, I gotta say, movie theater popcorn, grosser than I remember. I don't know why. Or what part of it. I don't know if it's the temperature, if it's just the artificialness of it. I don't I feel like it's the temperature. The temperature of, like, the fact that the butter and stuff, it's, like, cooler. I don't know. But it was not... I mean, I ate some because we were there. So, of course. Also, James was a stinky boy and drank the last of our drink. Can you believe how inconsiderate? We got a drink to share, and I, like, went to take a sip, and it was empty, and I was like, oh. Okay, screw me, I guess. For a video rental store for so long. Is your first job? Really? I started with VHS. That's so funny. James is not the youngest child. James is the middle one. Although technically there's a 10-year age gap between him and his half-brother, so there's also oldest child a little bit. But see, a little lore about James. He's not even listening, or if he is, he doesn't care. He's not going to defend himself. James was supposed to be a twin. And something happened to his twin in utero. I don't really know what. His mom has never shared. He has no idea. Oh, okay, well, you didn't defend yourself when I called you a rude jerk for finishing the end of our drink at the frickin' movies. Because I went to take a drink and there was nothing left. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess he just decided to finish it without... Okay. Yeah, I literally went to take a drink near the end of the movie and I was like, okay, I guess I'm just going to be thirsty. And then chat asked if you were the youngest child because that gives youngest child energy. But James was constantly told he was the miracle child. And so I think that a lot of that... A part of me feels like maybe his parents didn't really say no a lot growing up. Because he was the miracle baby. He wasn't supposed to be here. Like, I've heard his mother talk about him like this, and I'm like, James doesn't like it, his sister hates it, and I'm like, okay. He could have, I'm not 100% sure. Mostly let you finish things first, unless you say otherwise. Yeah, no. Growing up, like, you know, if you wanted something... And this is the funny thing, too, is that my brother and I are so far apart in age that you would think that I wouldn't necessarily be like this. But, like, okay, if you wanted... Oh, this did break. Something to eat or something to drink, you left enough of stuff behind for other people. Like, you didn't use an excess of things. Right? You didn't necessarily use an excess of ketchup. You didn't use an excess of anything. You didn't take the last piece unless you asked. You don't, like... It just... Using less is being considerate of others. And James is the kind of person who will wash, like, a crap ton of ketchup off his plate down the sink because he didn't use it. And I'm like, just use less. Like, that's taking away from someone else. And it's wild to me that he grew up so different. And it just, like, that instance where he, like, oh, I'm just gonna finish the drink. Not even asked, like, hey, do you want a sip? Like, it's getting low. Nope, straight up finished it. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess I'll just be thirsty. Or ask, yeah. You say something or leave enough. How do you not realize that's a lie? It's because you weren't, like, conditioned growing up. You know what I wonder? Is this a man thing? Is this a boy thing? Is this, like, a gender stereotype thing where women have to, like, not necessarily shrink themselves down, but, like, always have to think of other people, and men are never taught that? Again, these are broad terms. I'm not saying all people. Calm down. I'm not saying everyone. But in, like, stereotypical fashion, like, women are the nurturers and the like, the ones that, like, do you know what I mean? Like, we're always told to think, like, of other people before we think of ourselves, and that's never a thing that men are told to do or boys are told to do growing up. Always ate the last of everything. Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of that in me too, Georgina, because my brother and I are so far apart in age. I definitely feel like that too. But then it's like, is it because, again, girls were just expected to be the nurturers? Are more community driven? That makes sense. Yeah, we think about others before ourselves. Again, typically, I don't mean this for everyone. There are, you know, people who deviate from that. Yeah. That's interesting that other people have had that happen with their partners. I actually saw this, like, little clip about this school. You're not! You're not! No, I'm talking about in general. That you did the thing at the movies. I was just talking about in general how people are. Yeah, you absolutely drank the last of the Sprite at the movies, but you don't, like, ignore my needs or, like, the needs of our pets or things like that. I'm just talking about, like, in general, women are typically the ones who are considered, like, the nurturers. Like, when we would have kids over at the house, that's one of the things that I loved about you, is the fact that when kids are around, you instantly get down to their, like, you want to be involved, you want to interact with them, like, that was something that I found so attractive for me, because it's not typical. There are definitely things that you do that are not typical, but I'm just talking about, like I said, the general. Like, I think about guys in high school growing up, I think about people I've gone on dates with, you know, like, the general men versus you drank the last of the Sprite, I'm not going to pretend you didn't. But I guess I was just trying to generalize it in other areas besides just stuff like that, to see if other people felt similar, I guess, if that makes sense. Thought there was enough. I'm thinking, yeah. I don't think it's inherent, but reinforced. Yeah. That was something that I saw. So I saw this video about this school in, like, a Scandinavian country, province, I'm not sure. They didn't really go into that. Where the kids spend, like, half the day split apart. And they work with the kids on things that are often perceived as the opposite norm. So like the girls are taught to be loud and boisterous and strong, like lifting heavy things and like teaching them how to like solve, you know, problems that are typically not thought of to be, you know, a thing for them. And the boys and of course there's issues with this kind of split based on gender, because gender is, you know, you guys understand. But the boys are taught to interact with one another quietly, like to sit together and do things that are more, you know, feminine, like learning how to like mend things and like preparing, you know, like helping in like the little kitchenette that they had, with like prepping meals for everybody. And it was just a really interesting thing to like try and instill in these kids, I guess, that gender norms are a construct and that you don't have to fit a certain mold or be a certain way because of, you know, what society expects. Nathan was an only child, so he was such an entitled brat when he was younger. Oh my god, that tickle in my throat. Yeah, it was a really interesting like video, and I'm curious about how it'll affect things for these kids as they continue to grow and age. Yeah, it's definitely hard when there's age gaps. Yeah, I would hope so. And again, like the kids weren't split all day long, because like I'd have a lot of problem if they were. It's just like for part of the day. And again, I don't think that there's any problem in teaching kids. Like, I think that all kids should know how to do these things. Like, all kids should know how to, like, do basic mending. All kids should know how to change a tire. Or pump gas. Or add air to tires. Or, you know, like, everyone should know how to cook basic things and how to clean. And no one should be dependent on anyone else to survive. I'm so sorry. I have such a bad tickle. Oh my god. Mm-hmm. Yeah. In Japanese schools, the kids serve lunches to each other. They clean the schools at the end of the day. Like, there's a lot of respect around their environment. And one another. That's where my brother's going on his honeymoon, and I'm super jealous. I would love to go to Japan. I probably wouldn't want to come back. A raccoon. All kids should know how to express emotions in respectful manners too. Yeah. That's how so much conflicts start. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Yep. No, too often, like, people expect you to just, like, bury your feelings inside if you're like, oh my god, this needs to go away. I need to talk, throat. What in the world? Mm-hmm. It is expensive, yeah. I'm surprised no one has noticed anything yet. Very tough, yeah. Don't know if I had to work there. Yeah. I've definitely heard that. The work-life balance isn't really where it needs to be. But, like, culture, like, socially, and, like, the kids, and just, I don't know, it feels like it feels like a community. Like, you know how we've all talked about, like, wanting that, and having, you know, people that you can just, like, rely on. I don't know. It feels very community driven, not central focused. Feel emotions, but don't tell others, because then you're a burden. Yeah. Everyone's basically told to stuff their emotions deep down inside. Men don't show emotion because then you'll be a weak, or you'll be a girl. And girls don't like trouble others with what you're feeling. Okay, so what do we do with all these feelings? Check out the art. Stuff them in a box deep down, yeah. Bury them in a box in the back of the closet. Sounds about right. So healthy. Yep. Rage or anger is not an emotion. And it doesn't need to be. What? Yeah. Don't tell men they're emotional if they're angry. Yeah. Yep. No, but you especially see it in like I think of veteran communities and how, you know, there's a big push for like mental health and stuff like that because again, you have people who are experiencing big things and not talking to anyone about it or getting any help about it because no, I am a man. I am tough. I don't need help. And then there's just that struggle that comes with it. Like, I appreciate the fact that James got help. I appreciate the fact that he talks out about it, that he speaks out and is like, no, go get help. Like, he'll tell his friends that he's proud of them if they do, you know, seek counseling or medical help or like whatever because it's so commonly frowned upon. And it's like, but you have to process this stuff somehow. Alright, we are going to have ads here in just a little bit. So we'll take a stretch break, get a snack, get a drink, use the bathroom, take your meds, move your laundry, or, you know, just put a couple of things away. We were doing that the other week. We do have a sticker to give away. From yesterday, we reached sub goal. And I was waiting. I had a secret thing in my mind about when I would give it away. And it was whenever anyone made a comment about something. But so far it hasn't happened. So I'll see if anything happens coming up. And if not, we'll just do the sticker giveaway before the next ad breaks. Thank you all for sticking through ads, and I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Whoosh. thank y'all for sticking through ads. I appreciate it. Welcome in to Mikein, and who else came in? Oh, I don't know how to say your username. That's Woda? Did I say that correctly? Let me know if I said it wrong. And if so, how to pronounce it correctly. But welcome in. I hope you all are having a good day. Kat started talking to you about how she wants some. She's like, hey, you know, I am also a fan of chicken. So funny that you brought that out today. James' neighbor just texted me back that she asked if 10 would work. And I was like, that's perfect. We can show you the morning routine for everyone. Yep. So I just texted her back. I'm trying to think about what I want to bring to craft. While we're away. I mean, I'm sure that I won't have like a ton of time because we're going to be doing wedding stuff. But I am going to have a lot of downtime in the car. And I feel like I'll have a lot of time that morning. Because evidently I have to be up at 7 a.m. Gross. Time and dotting would be perfect for a car ride. You are so right. That would be great. Honestly, I'm kind of thinking that Patch needs to... He'll be in, like, the office. And... Yeah. We'll show her what to do with the cats. Gross, and that time should be illegal. Yeah, I mean, he'll probably be barking and complaining in the office the whole time, but...
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Oh my goodness! Sharp! Hi! Oh my word, welcome in! How are you? How was stream? K-pop fan mom, welcome in. Flava Fade, it's good to see you again. Liz, hello. Borkware, sorry. Cheeky healer, I'm trying to keep up with everyone. West and Soda, hello, hello. How are you? Hi, Mr. Sharp Balloons as well. Welcome in. Thank you all so much for coming over and the raid. Yes, it is Derpy. Yes. How was your stream today? What were you doing? Oh, let me get you a raid star. Thank you, thank you. Isn't it so fun? It's a Tamagotchi Derpy. He isn't mine. This is where you can find it. And they also have, the bird who's called Sussy as a Tamagotchi pattern too. And my plan is to stitch Sussy on the other part of this fabric so that it matches. But welcome in. I was gonna say, I haven't seen you on in a little while. I hope that it was a good break. To a friend last week because they were hyping up the film. Yeah, so Raiders, first of all, welcome in. My name is Megan. I'm a neurodivergent variety crafter and streamer. I am usually cross-stitching, crocheting, or knitting here, but we also do other crafts like diamond dotting, miniatures, resin. Honestly, hello? I don't know why that's still on. Lots of different crafts. There's lots of cats here, and a dog. So if you like pets, you're in the right place. It's mostly just comfy, cozy vibes, crafts, chats, cats, and chaos. So if any of that sounds interesting, welcome. I was just talking. I haven't been
I found my
to
people.
a movie. Thank you for that follow, by the way. I haven't been to the movies in 10 years.
You've heard of K-pop Demon Hunter sing-alongs? This is a K-pop Demon Hunter stream-along.
It absolutely is a K-pop Demon Hunter stream along. I actually went to the movies for the first time though in 10 years this weekend and saw K-pop Demon Hunters. We did the sing-along and it was so much fun. I also, if K-pop Demon Hunters is your thing, boy oh boy are you lucky because I have a lot of it here. I also crocheted a little derpy tiger, and he came with us, and he has a little save the date invitation on his tongue, just like in the movie. So he came, he enjoyed the movie as well. It was a good time. Yeah, he had the little save the date letter and everything. Mostly just catching up and chatting today. Well, thank you so much for bringing your community over. You have raid balloons, right? I have raid stars. So here we have a jar here of paper stars. The gold stars are for raids and the colored stars are for resubs. So if you subscribe, you get to pick a color. If you gift a sub, you get a sparkly star. So all of my raids get their name written on a gold star and added to my jar. So thank you for bringing everyone over. Links are absolutely allowed. I would love to see it. And I do have a link for the pattern for Crochet Derpy. Yes. So a lot of times I make my own patterns. But honestly, sometimes there's just a good pattern out there and you're like, I'm not going to do better than this, you know? Here you go. That is the crochet pattern that I used. It was really well written too. Oh, you made the flower pot too. Beautiful. Absolutely absolutely beautiful. That's fantastic. That was actually one of my favorite things, because I obviously brought Crochet Derpy with me. Of course, yes. I'm happy to share links to anything that I am working on, because it's super important that we support other artists in this space. Oh gosh, as I drop your star. The best thing had to be when we were paying for our concessions. I was like, again, I haven't been to the movies in a long time because of my anxiety. And I was marveling at the fact that they had the little seasoning salts that you could buy at the, like, I mean, we have it in our house. We use it when we make popcorn. But you could buy, like, little versions of it at the movie theaters to put on your popcorn. And I was like, that's so clever. And I was saying that as I'm holding my derpy, little crochet guy, and the guy at the concession all of a sudden locks eyes with me. We're connected, and I'm like, and he goes like this, and he puts one of those little seasoned salts down, and he's looking at me, and he just goes like this. And it took me a second to realize, I'm like, what is he doing? Like, why is he looking at me like this? Why did he... And so I take my little derpy that I brought. I should have brought him in here. I don't know, James, if you want to grab him for me. And I grab his little paw, and I start, like, using it to try and stand the little seasoned salt back up, and everyone started laughing, and it was the best. Like, it made me so happy that he recognized... Like, it's so good when someone recognizes what you've been making. And, like, at the end of the sing-along, there were a bunch of kids who were like, oh my gosh, she has derpy. And I'm like, yes. We did, Shiz. I went and saw it on Sunday. It was my first time back in the theater since, like, Star Wars 10 years ago. It was so good. It was so fun. And, like, we just had, like, a bunch of, I want to say, like, 6 to 14-year-old kids there with parents and stuff, and then us. And it was such a vibe. It was so good. People were singing. The guy at the concessions also said that someone had come in earlier dressed as Bobby, which I love. And as we were leaving, a girl dressed as Rumi was walking in, like, full cosplay, full golden outfit. And everyone was like, oh my god, it's Rumi! And to be fair, I was originally going to dress up, but the wig that I got turned out to be a bust. So I instead just made little Zoe buns. I want to... I think it would be really fun to do the outfit that Zoe wears at the end of the movie. Here, this is, you see my little Zoe buns. The outfit that she wears at the end of the movie, which is derpy in, like, the sweater, I honestly want to buy just so that way I can, like, no, stop. Because I think it would be fun to, like, it's an easy cosplay, you know? It's the buns and this and, like, the shorts and... Should I go grab... Let me go grab derpy. Let me go grab crochet derpy. Oh, a crochet... I'll also grab Rumi. You guys need to see Rumi. I'll be right back. All right. Oh no, his little envelope. No. Come back. Okay. So we have Derpy, who isn't quite the perfect yarn color, but he was the color that I was able to get and had on hand. So he's a little darker. But he's super cute and he has a little envelope. And he's like a good cuddly little cutie. I don't know where to put him. He can sit there. And then this was a labor of love. This took probably over 25 hours. But I also crocheted Rumi. I designed her clothes and her hair The base doll was the pattern that I got, but we did the outfit from Free because I love that song. And I also thought that it would probably be one of the easier outfits to crochet because a lot of their outfits are very like snug, and I just felt like this would be fun to like make her little hoodie and her little pants. And then the hair, whew, the hair was well over 12 hours of work just on the hair alone because it is yarn that is separated and then straightened and then braided. Yeah, I have one more group of videos I have to edit because sometimes you just need to take a break from editing, you know? Oh, you want your food? The cat's here. So yeah, these are my two so far. And I want to make Genu as well, but it was a lot of fun. Anyway, I hope that if you guys needed to raid and run, you've already done so. You're welcome to lurk, you're welcome to chat, you're welcome to do... Oh, here comes Artemis. Remember I told you that there's cats here and chaos? You're about to see both in one singular body. Here she comes. Big jump time. You got this. You got it! I believe in you. She's like yelling at me. Hi! Oh, there she is. An Anarchy Care Bear the other day was Mohawk was brushed yarn. It was a pain to make. Yup. It is a lot to do. It's because she's orange. Yeah. Hi. You were in your blanket for it. You were just done? She says, I heard there were raiders. Let me show them how cute I am. That's fun, though. Did anyone else go to see the movie? Or has anyone else watched the movie? We're not obsessed here. No, no, no. No, no, no. Uh-oh. I dropped our star paper. You've watched it so many times. We have too. We've watched it several... We listen to it all the time. Like, we'll be cooking dinner. We'll be cooking dinner and just, like, off we go. Rocking out. No, that makes sense. We were saying that it was kind of tricky the way that they did it, where it was just like one weekend that you could go and see the movie. I mean, it makes sense in some ways because I can't imagine that it doing well in the box office for long. Just because it has already been out for a couple of months. But boy, oh boy, did it do well. Hi. Why? That... Follow... No, Artemis, stop clicking stuff! Do you hear her with the mouse? She's just clicking things. Oh my gosh. Cooking dinner, then it's... We literally are, like, dancing in the kitchen, like, singing these songs. That's great. If it wasn't so full, yeah. There was, like, a smaller theater. There were a couple of options when I was looking at tickets. So we got one of the smaller theaters. Hi. It was my first time going to a movie, like I said, in 10 years. So it was a good one though to go to, honestly, because like I've seen it. I knew I liked it. Can you stop? I don't know where to put this. Just stop. You're gonna end up banning someone or something. I like how her shadow is just now on the computer, or the canvas. Did they really? Wow. I was saying this to James when we were leaving the theater. I was like, imagine just how incredible it must be as the creators of something that has taken so many years to come into fruition, to see it received in such a way that, like, literally fans are saying, we've already watched it, but we want to watch it on, like, a big screen. Like, we want to see more of this. We want to sing with other people. We want, like, that's wild. Hi, ma'am. Can you stop? Please? I've seen kittens ban mods before. Yeah, no one is safe. One time I was playing Among Us, and she got one of my friends. She was like, no, actually, she's one of my mods. Actually, you're in trouble now. She did one time turn chat on. I think it was like you had to be following for an hour before you could speak. And I'm so grateful that someone, because I kept being like, oh, thanks for the follow. Are you a crafter? And it would just be silence. And I'm like, okay. You know, sometimes people follow and don't talk. That's fine. Sometimes people talk and don't follow. Also fine. And I was like, okay, you know, whatever. And then someone literally waited the full hour. And they were like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that you have, like, your chat set up so that you can't talk until an hour after you follow. And I'm like, I don't even know how to do that. It was you, Miss Ma'am. Right? I'm so thankful for them. You trouble? Are you trouble? Yeah. Also, if anyone's wondering about all of the little banners and things, this month was not only my affiliate anniversary, but also my birthday. So we've just kind of combined the two into a celebration. And at the very end of the month is my brother's wedding. So it's just a month of celebrating things. I love that you have an orange girl kitty. We didn't know that she was a girl, so all of our cats were strays or feral cats that were in our yard that would just, like, come by at different times. We have 3 cats. We never planned to have 3 cats. We never planned to have 1 cat. The cats, however, had other plans. And she, this little one brain-celled creature, she had been around since we moved in, but she never wanted to, like, approach us. And she started to come by to get water when we were feeding our other cat. She never came by for food, just the water. And one day she came by and we noticed that she was limping really bad. And I'm like, uh-oh. Like, we always noticed that she kind of walked a little slowly. And so we thought that she was just an older cat. And also, since most orange cats are boys, my husband affectionately named her Arthur. As in short for arthritis. Because we thought that she just was arthritic and that's why she walked the way she did. And then she approached me when I was out there changing the water, and I realized that her foot was, like, really swollen. And so we, like, put a plan into place to catch her and, like, bring her to the shelter to, like, have it looked at, have her scanned for a microchip, all of that. No microchip. She ended up being put on stray hold in case anyone came to claim her. And I told him, I was like, if she's still there, New Year's. We have to go back and get her. She was still there. She remembered us, like, our voices, and, like, perked up immediately. And I was like, she's coming home. Her foot wasn't healed. We ended up getting it fully better. And now she's just a gremlin who loves all things crochet. Look at her, actually. It is a clever name, I agree. She's lying here now. I have such a tickle in my throat. It's so bad today. So she has some little, you know... can you check if you want any Puppy Lorcana cards? Oh... Really? Oh my god, Belzy, I would freaking love that. You can let me know which extras you I don't know, but that would be... I would love that. I can tell you which Dalmatian cards I have already, if that's easier. Because any of the others that I don't have, I'm going to want. But, like, feel free to let me know. You know, we can figure out something. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. The king of screenshots. Really? Okay, I'll send you a picture of the ones that I have. I would think it was a Tom that got into a fight. Yeah. And again, you know, she had been hanging around outside of our house for a while, and so we just figured, oh, she must be older. And we also thought that she was a he. And we brought her to the vet. And there was, like I said, no microchip. And her foot basically had, like, I don't know if it was like a puncture wound. I don't know what it was. But it was a big thing. That was, like, badly infected. And they were like, by the way, she's a girl. And we were like, oh. So we changed Arthur to Artemis. We originally considered keeping Arthur because I just love it. I think it's a fun story, and even if she was a girl, who cares, you know? Names are names. But then when she started to get better, we were like, you know, she deserves, like, Arthur was her outdoor name. When she was, you know, she didn't have a family. So we call her Artemis now. Because Artemis and Arthur, Artie is short for both of them. Right? She trouble? Her little tail. By the way, she's not mad. She just always does this. Like, her tail's always moving. Again, I don't know if that's remnant of her being outside. Keeping bugs away or whatever. But it's just hitting me under the stand. It was a hot mess. It took over 2 months for it to heal all the way. That's how bad it was. She had to wear little baby socks. And she also wore a little strawberry cone. So that she couldn't, like, chew at it. So cute. But yeah, she made it very clear early on that she loves all things crochet. Because she literally would steal anything that I was working on. And so I actually... I crocheted her a couch. That she loves. But the fun thing is that our last rescue, her name is Pippin. And she is a big floofy cat. A big cat. And Pippin squeezes herself into this couch. Like, Pippin is part... We don't know if she's Mancoon and Ragdoll or Ragdoll and something else. Like, she's big. She's like she's a 14-pound cat. Artemis, for reference, is an 8-pound cat. So here's Artemis on her little kitty couch. All like, look at how much room there is. Like, she fits on it so well. She's so happy. She loves it. And I absolutely love the fact, like I said, that Pippin's like, don't mind me. Hang on. I also fit, Mom. Maybe that's something I could bring on our trip. That's a really good project I don't have to look at in the car. I can just work on her cat couch because it's nothing but half double crochets to a certain length. I'm gonna make her her own couch that's big enough for her. She might still choose this one, but like, look, she's like, it's fine. It's fine. I fit. Don't worry about the limbs hanging over or the fact that my butt isn't all the way on. Like, she doesn't care. She's happy. Look at her. It's fine, Mom. Ooh. Pokemon. Isn't it cute? It cracks me up. There was a really good picture I had of the two of them. So Artemis and Pippin are buddies. And it's so funny because Artemis is the littlest cat in my house and Pippin is the biggest. And they just love each other. Are you leaving me? Okay. Wow, that's a big stretch. You're going to want your food, aren't you? I am making her a different one. So the one that I was originally going to make Artemis, I realized was going to be huge. I should have a pattern. And I can show you. The original one was a chaise lounge. And it was so cute, and I love it so much. But it was massive, especially for Artie, who likes to curl up into small things. So I stopped. I, like, only crocheted a little bit, and then I put the rest of it off to the side. So I'm gonna pick up what I left. And it's great, too, because what I started was gray. It's like I knew I was going to have a cat come in that was that color. Do you want your food? Okay. You're gonna have to figure this out while we're away for the wedding. I almost wonder, James, if we could, like, get one of those, like, doorstop things that only opens the door a certain amount. So that Pippin can't... Well, but then Pippin can't come into my office at all, and I don't know if I want that either. Where... I don't know. But yeah, I can just continue it. And goodness knows that it's big enough that you all will get to still see me work on it. Even if I, like, crochet it all weekend while I'm away. My thread got all stuck. There we go. So what's everybody else working on today? Or gaming, or, you know, whatever you're doing. We're almost done with the dark stripes. Which means then we'll have to take another quick little video for the social media page. And then we get to start on another color. Spray paint simulator. Ooh. We're going to be playing House Flipper on Wednesday. We normally play like a game on Thursdays. And the rest of the week is crafting. But since I'll be gone, because my brother's getting married, I thought we'll bump it up. Because I've been really enjoying House Flipper. Going through your art supplies. Ooh. That's always fun. Getting inspiration. Okay, hold on. So here's kind of a good reference. Like, their size is very different. I was trying to find... Here it is. Like, they are very different size kitties. Like, look at how big Pippin's paw is compared to Artie's. Like, they're so different in size. Look at them. I really like this channel. I'm also neurodivergent and pretty much game and craft all the time. Hi, it's me. That's literally what I do. I'm so glad to hear that you like it. That honestly means a lot. That's always like my goal here, is to just create like a comfy, cozy place where people can just be who they are without having to mask, without having to like pretend that they don't have special interests or like, I don't know. Like, you can just be you and chat or lurk or whatever. There's pretty much always like a cat causing some kind of chaos and calm music and... Ugh, come on, bread. But yay, I'm very glad. I also forgot to say this, because I never remember. But I stream Monday through Friday normally from 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern. It's about 4:45 right now. So, about an hour and 15 minutes left of stream. I'll only be here, though, through Wednesday this week, and then I'll be back on Monday. Because my little baby brother's getting married. They grow up so fast. We're 8.5 years apart, so it's a big age gap. It's weird that he's old enough to be married. It's weird enough that he's old enough to be a lawyer, to have his own house, and now to, like, what? No. Now my brain is singing This Is What It Sounds Like. That's not a bad thing. How do we cover up the colors stuck inside our heads? Ah, I knew it was here. I knew it was nearby. Not that anyone's still thinking about this, but I'm hyper-focused. Here we go. That's the best picture I have comparing the two of them. Because they're close to each other. They're both kind of scrunched up. Pippin more so than Artie. But yeah. And then this is the cat couch that I was originally making. I'll go find the YouTube video and sing along. I honestly shuffle between listening on Spotify and listening on YouTube. I'm like, okay, let's give, because you see like the number of people that have watched or streamed or whatever the song, and I'm like, let's give my view to YouTube today. Let's give it to Spotify. As if it matters. Like, just streaming it anywhere is good, you know? It's nice having a streamer that's not in Pacific time or across the world. I'm Central, so Eastern is great for you. Yes. Okay. I think it was Sharn asking. This is the cat couch that I was making originally, but in a gray yarn. And I didn't realize how big it was. It's a free pattern from Yarnspirations. And it's huge. So I think it'll be perfect for Pippin. And then we can have two little cat couches. And again, if Artemis wants to use it, that's fine. I would make a cat couch for Maple, but Maple... There's a reason that Maple doesn't get all the nice things that the girls do. And it's not that I love him less. He's my first boy. He's my first baby. He has like such a special place. Like without him, there would be no other cats. Without him, we rescued 4 cats because of him. Like, and without him, that wouldn't have happened. But he's also a gremlin who can't have nice things. Well, here. This was last night. Yes, that's Pippin's favorite box that he's ripping up into a lot of pieces. He's done this multiple nights now in a row. He's still attacking that box. It's the same box. You can see it from the other side. So I just feel like he would be bunny kicking and wrestling the pet bed. Like he would not, and that's, you know, he has plenty of nice stuff. It's just a handmade crochet bed is not one of the things he will have. And that's okay. He's been loving the scratching board that I made. He's been using that. So he's absolutely, you know, he gets his own nice things. It's different nice things. Not every pet can have the same things, you know? But yeah. That box is still an interest to him. You make the stuff to suit the pet, correct? He gets things that suit his vibe, yep. Just like how not all of them like the same toys. Like Maple and Artemis, we originally got springs for them to play with because my brother's cat loved springs. He would lose his mind over them. So I bought a box of springs. Super excited. Put them out for the cats. And Artemis and Maple were both like, what do you want me to do with this? What is this? This is crap. It's a piece, like, it doesn't smell like catnip. It's not soft. It doesn't crinkle. It doesn't do anything. Like, why would I like this? And evidently we didn't put all the springs away because then one day Pippin found the springs. And lost her damn mind over them. And they are her favorite toys in this house. Artie's favorite toy is a mouse, the catnip mouse that she carries around with her. But Pippin, give her some springs and she's good. So, you know, and then there's Maple, who I he's truly a gremlin. God, I love him. Kit Kat, how did you do the upside down exclamation point? Will that work? Mabel would climb the walls if he could. My favorite was the first time he experienced catnip and he just like laid on... He literally was just like lying on the driveway, like staring at the sky. Just like, oh my god, he's broken. We broke him. Like he was gone. Okie dokie. It was so high. And I was so worried because it was before he was living indoors. I'm like, he's gonna go and like wander into the street and like flop over someone. I'm like, he's gonna get... So I looked up, I'm like, how long do cats take to get over catnip? And I just made sure he was near me the whole time. Ooh, fancy. Okay, so there's 5 minutes until the next stretch break. We have a sticker giveaway to do from yesterday. I was waiting until someone in stream said, oh my gosh, Megan, are those new fill in the blank? And that was when I was going to do the sticker giveaway. But no one has noticed. So I think that we'll do the sticker giveaway. I do have new glasses. They're completely different than my old ones. So different. Yeah, I like them. They look a lot like my favorite pair that I had like years ago. And I mean, there's no, it's not like if you noticed you got the sticker. It's just that when I figured whenever someone asked, I would be like, haha, that was the keyword. The way I knew is I thought you had contacts in when you were on the small screen. Yeah. I like them a lot, and they have like the nose pads. So you know how my brother wanted us to wear fake eyelashes for the wedding? That's not going to be a problem anymore because there's enough room that they won't touch. No, you're so good. I'll get our sticker giveaway started though. I just was so sure. I'm like, people are going to be asking that like all stream. I bet people are going to like come in and be like, are those new glasses? And no one did. And I was like, okay, maybe they're not that different. Or again, when the camera's smaller. But then when I made the camera bigger after the raid, I was like, someone's going to notice it then. Someone's going to notice it during the raid. Hold on, let me... For people who don't know. make sure that you type exclamation point sticker to enter the sticker giveaway. I'm also a mobile, yeah. No, okay, so these are my new ones. Hi, Mom. And these are my old ones. So maybe not a huge difference, but these are my... Ooh. They look a lot... These were my favorite pair of glasses ever that I've ever had. And they're almost exactly the same. Like, they're just a little bit different, and I was so excited because these were like my all-time... Like, look at how scratched up those are. They're so rough. But they're almost exactly the same, and I was really excited about that. You like them? I like them. And these are the new ones. So. Aw, thanks, Raccoon. That's sweet. They are similar shape, and they are, like, a similar color. They're also pretty similar prescription. My prescription didn't change that much. But, like, I can still see everything with either. But... Okay. Whoosh. I realize I have low nose bridge, which is my mind constantly slide down. That's, like, the thing. These ones were great. My issue is that when I push them all the way up, the lens, like, my eyelashes touch. I don't, like, James can wear these kinds of frames, and he can push them, like, all the way up, and he won't have any problem. Like, his eyelashes don't touch, they're not too close to his eyes, but they get too close, and I feel the glasses then, which is icky. So what I end up doing is I end up sliding the glasses down my nose. Like, I wear them down lower. But then they slide a lot. By the way, enter that sticker giveaway. Type exclamation point sticker if you would like to enter to win. Where the rims are thicker and not. That's where the biggest difference is. Yeah. Yep. Took a pair of my glasses to get tightened. Yep, they need altering. Yeah. I have the eyelash issue with sunglasses a lot. Yeah, it's one of the things that drives me crazy with glasses. Like, I really liked my old frames. I really like them a lot. They're very comfortable. Except for the fact that I couldn't push them up all the way. Wearing mascara was really tricky. I did. I changed my font. Because, like, anything that would lengthen my eyelashes was, like, difficult. So I got these, I picked these up over the weekend. They were ready. And Mom, since you're here, you'll get a kick out of this. First thing I did, I tested the mascara that you got me, Mom. It didn't cause me any reactions. So I'm good to use that for the wedding. But I also checked the fake eyelashes that I got. So if you're new here, you might not know. I have been dealing with chronic hives for almost a year now. We don't really know why they're here. We don't really know if they'll go away. They're just here. And so, you know, I was worried about using, like, certain products with the wedding coming up and all of that. So I've been testing stuff. But here, look. I tested them. And look, I can wear fake eyelashes, the whole, everything, nothing touches. I was so excited. It's like, heck yeah. So, yeah, that's like the nice thing with glasses like this, where you can have, like, the nose pads, like, there's room where stuff doesn't touch. Thank you, thank you. Was I doing soda pop shoulders? Allison! You're the winner! They're fun. Type exclamation point claim and fill in that claim form for me. And thank you again for your patience, everyone. Like I said, I completely forgot to do it yesterday. I should have waited. My mom probably would have noticed the different glasses. We also went to Kohl's over the weekend, because James needed a white shirt, for the wedding, and I wanted to get some rings to wear, because I don't know if it's the fact that I'm taking so many antihistamines, or if it's just because sometimes your weight gets weird when you switch medications. I don't know, but I can't wear my rings, which is very upsetting for me because my rings mean everything, you know. And so I've been like wearing silicone ones lately instead, hoping that I'd be able to wear like my actual engagement ring and wedding band. And it just wasn't happening. So I was like, listen, Kohl's has some nice ones. They're not super expensive, but they're sparkly and they'll look good in wedding photos, and I won't be wearing like rubber bands. So I went to Kohl's and I got, I spent less than like 20, I got a couple of options. So this one, it's big actually right now, but the whole point is that if I have hives that day, I want to be able to wear it. So it's big. I'm making sure that it doesn't irritate my skin, but it's got like a little opal sort of look to it. But I wanted to wear something, so James and I went and we picked out a couple of options. So we're doing the best we can, you know? It's not what I wanted, it's not what I planned, but if I can't wear my actual rings, I want something. So, you want to see the other one that James picked out? Yo, I just need you to know that we spent less than $25 on these rings. Okay? They look really fancy and very expensive. With coupons and everything like that, like they were originally like $30 to $50 or whatever. What the pair that I'm about to show you ended up being $8.50 at Kohl's. And then this one that I was just showing you was like $15. So like less than $30. Look at that. James liked this one because it came with an engagement and a wedding look. No, honestly, it's bigger than mine, but it's still a similar style. In like the whole, it has three, hold on. It has 3 stones. It's bigger. But it's not, yeah. So they're nice. This is the other one. I didn't realize that my camera was off focus. Hold on. Maybe. Camera. Camera. There we go. Oh, nope, it's gone again. Why? Why are you being dumb? Hello? Okay, it hates me. I just turned it off again. So, yeah, they're options. Of course, I would much rather wear my actual rings, but it's hard. Like, a lot of my hives are not as noticeable today. But I've been dealing with them, and they come all over my body in random places. Yeah, honestly, I might do that. This one I know is like sterling silver, which is probably why it's a little more. This one didn't say what material it was. So I was wearing it to make sure, like yesterday I wore it to make sure it wasn't going to like turn my skin colors or have an allergic reaction to anything. But it stinks. It stinks to, you know, be eating healthy, be trying to do things right, and to still not fit in the things that you want to fit in. And again, I don't know if it's allergy meds that I'm taking to try and help the hives. I don't know if it's anxiety, stress, new medication that I'm taking with for my anxiety. I don't know if that's caused weight gain. I don't know. Being a woman who just had a birthday, I don't know. But I hate it. I hate it. I would much rather be wearing the rings that my husband picked out. But just living, it's life. Yep. All of it. The worst part is, this is the part that gets me though, right? And this is why I hate when people are like, oh, this person has gained so much weight. Okay, weight is just a number. Shut up about it. It doesn't matter. Because you know what happened? I gained weight, but do you know what I lost? I lost a ton of points off my cholesterol. Which, if you ask me, says I'm doing something right. But then you have the weight gain and you're like, body? How are we saying, look at me, I'm super healthy, I'm losing cholesterol problems, but also, how about you gain 15 pounds? How about like, it just, the logic is not there, okay? Yeah, I was really glad. We've been eating healthier and everything like that, and so it could be water weight. I do know that Zyrtec can cause that, and I'm taking at least 2 of those a day for my allergies. So, or for my, I shouldn't say for my allergies, for my hives. I don't have allergies that bad. I just have hives that bad. So taking 2 of those a day could definitely be adding to things. So it's all just a big old question mark. And that's why, honestly, eat the thing that you want. Get the drink that you want. It's all, numbers are all made up. Your pant size doesn't matter. Like, just get the stuff that fits and feels comfortable. Who cares, you know? Eat the tasty cookie. Get a regular soda if the caffeine won't bother you. I can't have caffeine right now because it'll make my hives explode. You know, just live your life. Do the thing. Okay, by the way, ads are about to roll. I had snoozed them as long as I could. So we'll take a quick break. Get a snack, get a drink, use the bathroom, take your meds, move your laundry. And I'll be right back. Thanks for waiting. I hate when you see like not imaginary, but made up words with quotes, you know? Pete and stuff like that. And I'm always like, dang it! It is a real word. It is. Yeah, because I think it's like to peter off, like, isn't that, I feel like that's a thing. It's like, oh, now I can't remember the word. There's another one like that that's a name, but it's also like, not. Pete is, yes. I think it's P-E-A-T though. Pete Moss. Realize that as you were typing it? Animal paw. Cute, yes. Artie is all curled up on her chair. So the place that we are renting for the wedding, we're doing an Airbnb instead of staying in the hotel with everyone. And that is because we have a reactive dog. His name is Patch. He's a Dalmatian, and he can't stay at like a kennel because he doesn't like people or dogs. So he's coming with us, and we're staying at an Airbnb. We're staying at someone's house, basically. No one else will be there. It'll just be us. It's on 5 acres. I don't know if you knew that, James. But, oh my god, am I so ready for that? Hmm. Yeah. It's funny because, like, I'm excited and I'm nervous at the same time. Yeah. I gotta make sure that he gets his flea and tick meds. I do not want to be pulling ticks off of him. Yes, Petrichor. Absolutely. Like, it should be nice, it should be a lot of fun, but I'm also nervous about leaving the cats behind for, like, the first time. And I'm nervous about, like, Patch being in this house. Like, he'll have his crate and everything like that, but it's like... Like, I think that's the part that I'm most nervous about, is my pets. Have a safe drive, silly. You also vote yes? Yeah. If you need a doctor's note, I'll sign it. BRB! They did not hesitate. Petrichor asked. We said yes, and they said bet. Bye. I'm going home. I was thinking about getting my nails done too, but I don't think that will, it just feels like more expense. So I might just do them myself. I've been growing them for a while so that they'll be nice and long to paint and look pretty in pictures. The odds of anyone answering my email in the next 10 minutes are slim to none. Yeah, I would say. I would agree with that. It's, well, I guess it's not 5:30 for you. I was gonna say it's 5:30 on a Monday. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh, look at this little star guy. I don't know this Pokemon. I know most of them, but... I don't think that's enough thread to go all the way back, but I'm gonna try. Oh, so I went after the movie. The movie theater's right by the Michaels. And so I asked James if he wouldn't mind if we could just stop and take a look to see if they had diamond dots there, since I need some. And they didn't, which is a bummer. But you know what they did have? I took a picture to show you all. Thread chicken! Why, yes. That is big twist yarn. So... You like the Tutti Frutti color in the first pick? This one? Yeah. I have that. I have that yarn. Of course I do. I do. I have a couple of places. Hirschner's also has it. I'm so relieved. Because it's my favorite yarn. And thinking that it was gonna just I have so much of it. I have so much. It's fine. Ah, I won that. Heck yeah. I won't win it the next time, so that's going to be it for that thread. But we're almost done with this color. I just realized, and I know it's not exactly the same thing as a vacation, traveling for a wedding, because, like, we're not going to be gone as long. I haven't gone on, like, a vacation in 9 years. Like, we went in 2016 to both Vermont and to Michigan. Right? And our honeymoon was in 2015. Hi, Smoothie. Thank you. Between 2020 happening and then us moving and then me not working, we just haven't been able to go. Yeah. Gosh, though, do I miss Vermont. I know Shiz was just there. Lucky duck. I hope you said hi to the mountains for me. I haven't had a vacation since high school. Vacations are expensive. The reason that we were able to go to Michigan is because we stayed... You know where we slept? In James's grandmother's attic. And our trip to Vermont was back before my parents got rid of their timeshare up there, so we traded in a week. And that's how we were able to afford our vacation when we went on our honeymoon too. That was like one of their gifts to us, was like, here, you can trade in the time. Like, we still ended up having to pay, but we were able, because we were gone for 2 weeks, we were able to, like, we saved money. You know? It wasn't as expensive as it could have been. And now everything is so gosh darn expensive. Between travel and hotels and then activity, like, it's just all... It's wild how so many things in the economy continue to go up in price, but the cost, like how much people make when they work, doesn't go up. So, I guess we're all just screwed. I could trade, like, a really nice, you know, cardigan for some vacation time. Why? Let's go back to that. Heck, I would spend a year working on a blanket like I made for the Ryans if it meant that I got a week in Vermont. Because first of all, I like crafting, and second of all, I like Vermont. Growing up, we spent every summer in Vermont. So it literally feels like my second home. Like, it's just... I feel such peace there. Which is weird for someone with chronic health and mental health problems to say. Yeah. Doesn't that sound acceptable? Blankets take a long time to make, you know? I'll crochet you a king-size blanket for a week. Or a queen-size blanket, or two twins, you know, like whatever. Whatever you... A baby blanket and, like, a twin size... Let's go, you know? Done. You want, like, a whole, you know, baby kit? You want a blanket, a hat, booties, a sweater? Say less. But I can't complain. I'm grateful for what we have. It's just wild how, like, growing up, again, you know, my dad worked, my mom ran her own company, or her own business, I should say. And that took a while for it to become, you know, profitable instead of just money going into the business. And I still feel like at the end, like, yes, it was profitable, but running a small bit, like, you're not making a lot of money. But, like, we were still able to go on, like, vacations in the summer. Gas didn't cost, like, $4 a gallon, you know? Like, eggs weren't, what, like, $6 to $12? When did everything get so expensive? It's been slowly getting more and more expensive. And it's ridiculous. Heck, yes. This part, done. Listen, the worst one, okay, and this is one that I could, in theory, track. Oh, sorry. Patch's prescription dog food. When we started getting that for him, back in 2017-ish, maybe? 2018? $60 a bag. $60 a bag, which is a ton of money for a prescription food. Now, that's how much you pay for a non-bag of, like, a prescription food. And do you know how much his prescription food is? $100 now a bag. And we have no choice. We have to buy it because otherwise he gets bladder stones and he can't pee. But I'm just looking at, so this is the video that I took before. So the idea here is that I did like a drop and I have to put the floss back in like the same spot to make it look like, wow, all I had to do was drop floss on this and it magically became stitched. Wow! Wouldn't that be great? But yeah, I could like look back at my Chewy orders and I can literally see the price slowly increasing over time. And it's the suckiest trend to see. Okay, this. Like that. Oh, that would be fabulous if it could. Okay. I have to scoot this out just a little bit. So, here, please enjoy my desk for a moment. Actually, just kidding. Hold on. Enjoy more of my desk. I have to move this. The shadow was being weird. Wait. Let me get the next color ready so we can do a transition. Swipe. Okay. Okay, here's the question. And I think the answer is that we hold off. Hi, Emily. I think that we hold off on starting anything more on this until I'm back from the wedding. And maybe we make some beads for our that project. So maybe we leave this here and we crochet some. We crochet a little. It looks really good though. Oop. I like it. Beads sound good? Okay. Let's take this out. Welcome back. Let that fabric breathe. Since it'll be at least a week before we do it. No. Nope. The top part gets filled in this color and the bottom part will get filled in that color. But again, I kind of don't want to start filling in until I can dedicate more than just like 15 minutes to it. The pattern for the bead, yes. I am just changing, like, I basically just counted out how many beads I was going to need for the owl instead, because that's what I'm making instead of the lizard. So I have like a notebook written down with all of the, like, what I need. So it looks really good though. I probably ah, I should have started Derpy further over, because Sussy is going to have to be, like, right next to him. Which I think will look okay in, like, a frame and everything. I think it will look really cool. But there's not going to be as much on the edge for Sussy. Yeah, I should have figured that out beforehand. I don't know why I didn't. Because evidently my brain was not braining that day, but it'll... See, like, I should have folded this... If I folded this in half...
People.
Thank you for that follow, by the way. Welcome in. You can see that it is almost where it should be. It does overlap just a little bit. Like, again, folding it in half. Oh, there's circles. Bummer. I need squares. Hi, Ash. Welcome in. I do have someone who has extras. I just have to message them with how many I need. So it's close. It's close to being set. It's just a little bit. It's just a little bit over. I'm hanging in there. How are you? Good. Glad to hear it. These are half doubles I'm doing. I haven't done them in a while. Once it frames up, it'll... Yeah. You won't be able to tell. And originally, I wasn't sure if I wanted to split them into 2 frames, like side by side, or if I wanted them to be in 1 frame. So, decision has been made. This yarn used to be the prettiest yarn in existence. And then Red Heart changed it. And it's such a bummer. It is still really pretty. It's just not as pretty as it used to be. Which I know might sound really silly, but here, look. I reached out to them. Uh-oh, here we go. I reached out to them and they never got back to me. So I'm gonna have to reach out again. It's rude. Here's what it used to look like. Here's what it looks like now. It's so boring and dull and muted. It's such a bummer. I keep hoping that it's just like a dye issue. A dye lot problem. Half doubles are really difficult. And the scarf I'm working on is a row single and a half double. Lots of it is just practice and muscle memory. But absolutely, certain stitches are very tricky. Thanks. I love them. I don't even remember when I made them. It was a while ago. This is actually where I learned about needing to figure out a way to keep stuffing from coming out of projects. Because, I mean, granted, stuffing really shouldn't be coming out unless, like, you're sticking a hook in there and, like, trying to pull it out. But because of, like, the gap, there's, you know, slight gap. And so I was like, shoot, how am I going to prevent that? And this is the first creature I ever made that has pantyhose holding the stuffing. That was where I tried it for the first time. So she is a pantyhose horse. So many. It's so disappointing. Like, it's hard. I feel as though it's so difficult to see the difference, but it's so muted. She's a lady. A panty horse. Wait. The worst part is that they still show the original color when you go to purchase the yarn. Mm-hmm. Hi.
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 Hey, guess what?
What?
I love you.
I love you.
Gross. Just the video camera doesn't show the difference as well. Yeah, taking photos of it. Like, cameras, I feel like streaming cameras especially try and do a good job of making colors look the same. Like, of adjusting so that it's not like, wow, that color is, like, really red. Like, there's settings in the camera that try and make it, you know, even. By the way, Ash, if you have any questions, feel free. You're always welcome to ask. That goes for anyone. Whether you're new at crafts or if you've been doing it a long time. If you ever have a question, I'm always more than happy to try and help out. Give an example. Whatevs. Derpy's just sitting here with his little note on his tongue. And I loves them. It's like a kitten version. Just needs to be assembled. That's the worst sometimes. It's just the assembly bit. It's like, I already did all the work of making everything, and now you want me to do the work of assembling? Ugh. Why pay to correct the image no one will notice? Meanwhile, everyone who has ever worked with grape fizz yarn is like, what is this? So much black yarn, yeah. Oh, Emily, so I already talked about our K-pop Demon Hunter experience at the movie. So I'll just, like, recap, since I know you were wondering how it was. The best part, assembling is where my perfectionism really comes out, and I hate it. Yeah. Me freaking too. So the concession person who, like, we paid for our popcorn and everything, they immediately recognized my little Derpy plush. We were talking with them. They said that someone earlier had come that day dressed as Bobby, which I love. But they were like, what were we? I was really excited because they had little tiny bottles of salt. Like we get this one brand that we put on our own popcorn at home of like salt that makes the popcorn, white cheddar flavor or whatever. And I was like, oh my God, like they had little bottles instead of like the big size. Cause I'm like, that's so cute. That's so clever. And the guy was like, yeah, isn't it? And then all of a sudden, like, where did my thing go? I don't know. Making eye contact with me. This is the funniest part, right? He all of a sudden grabs one of the little bottles, goes like that. And again, the whole time looking at me, and then goes like this. And I'm standing there like this, and I'm like... And then it clicks, and I go... And he starts to laugh. James and I are laughing. It was great. And he was like, I hope you guys really enjoyed the movie. And it was great. It was such like a... Because it took me that split second where I'm like, what is he doing? Like, why? But yeah, it was a lot of fun. We have some fun pictures that will go up on Instagram. If you're not already following. There you go. But we took some fun pictures, and I took a couple of videos too. So like, here's Derpy watching the movie. This is the first time Derpy appears, and he knocks the flower pot over. This is the final battle scene. So it was a lot of fun. We were like the only adults there by ourselves. Like everyone else there was like with their kids, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But the cute thing was at the end of the movie, as people were leaving and like we were just standing for a minute, there were kids coming down the stairs, and one of them was like, oh my gosh, it's Derpy, and like is pointing at the plush. And then like the other kid was like, oh my gosh, I wasn't supposed to cut that. I'll fix it later. I can fix it now, but like, that's work. Sharn, you got a shiny. Oh, heck yeah. So it's cute because like then other people like as they were coming down were like pointing to it, and I was like, yeah. Heck yeah. So that was exciting. And I did okay. And then as the movie got closer to starting, I got like more anxious. And then I was like ready to leave at one point, and then the movie started, and I was like, okay. Like we were saying in chat, it was like it was the perfect movie to get back into theaters with because I knew it. So like the movie started, the music started, and I got right back into it because it's like, oh yeah, I love this song, or like, oh, this cool part's coming up. And like there were a couple of times where like anxiety kind of crept back in, but I was able to stay. Yeah, it wasn't that bad where I was like actually like ready to go, but heart rate definitely picked up and I was definitely nervous. But again, once it started, it really, like, a lot of that nerves, like, went away. And it was fun because, like, people did sing. They weren't, like, especially loud or, like, anything crazy. But it was sweet because, like, the kids behind us, you could definitely, like, hear them singing. And that was fun. But everyone was, like, nice and, like, respectful volume. It was a very small theater. I'm proud of me, too. This is slip stitches, not singles. Like, I took a picture of the theater, like, the screen layout, if you will. It's like we were sitting right here. It's like those were all the sold tickets where the X's are. It's like it was decent. It wasn't super big. We went at like a 4 o'clock time, so it was like an interesting in between sort of thing. Like there were the movies that were earlier in the day, like a lot of them were sold out, and the ones after were like, I mean, maybe not sold out because I feel like a lot of people didn't buy those like front row seats. But we're also not like, it's a smaller area where we live versus say like a major city or anything like that. But yeah, it was nice. I don't know about you, James, but I was like, the movie theater popcorn was gross. I don't know what it was, but I was like, this is not as good as I remember it being. Okay, so it wasn't. I don't know if it was the fact that it was like the temperature. I don't know what it was. It was just like meh. It was meh. It wasn't anything. Also, I'm really, really disappointed in myself because one of the things that I was like, don't forget this, and I completely forgot. When the movie started, I was like, oh yeah, don't forget, you gotta look at James and go, loud! Just so you could say back. And then I didn't. I was like, dang it. I was all excited because I thought of that morning, and I was like, don't forget to do it, and then I completely forgot. I know, I forgot! There was so much going on, I didn't think about it. If I had, I would have. There's an episode of Bluey where they go to the movies. And Bingo, at the beginning, when, like, the lights go dark, or the lights go down, and, like, you know, the real loud sound happens on the screen. Bingo's sitting there, and she just goes, loud! And then the lights go down, and she goes, dark! And I was like, dang it would have been the perfect time. Like, anytime something is really loud, we'll say it like that. Oh, speaking of volume, James, did you look into the car? The volume thing? If not, you should look into it now while I finish this up. Okay. Thanks. For whatever reason, the volume knob in the car doesn't work. So you can be like turning it up and the numbers just kind of jump all over randomly. Sometimes they go up, sometimes they go down. The car's old. But I don't know if there's like anything that we can do to fix it or if we need to just get like a whole new like sound system, like radio installed. Which I don't want to do. So instead you just have to like try and carefully... I know! That's the worst part, is that there probably would have been at least one kid or sibling in there that would have chuckled at the loud. Damn it! Ugh. I'm so silly. I wonder if I can like...
Here's to deserving.
Okay, hold on. Hang on.
Experience pure sound.
Wait.
Forward a bit.
Okay, tell me when the trailers are over.
Whoa, bingo! Careful.
Oh, it's finished.
Experience pure sound.
Loud. Dark.
Okay, now the movie starts.
Loud! Dark! Yeah, keep that one in your back pocket. Yeah. Uh-huh. I love that they reference that. Cause it was all of, it was so jarring all of a sudden. It was like, Mom, and you're like, yeah. The one thing that was really fun was, so I had mentioned this earlier, but I'll mention it again. The opening song, right? How it opens, and then at the very end of the song is when the name of the movie appears, and there's like a moment of like real quiet. And everyone in the auditorium, or everyone in the theater started clapping at that point. And I was like, yes. That's when I knew it was going to be like a good experience, was I'm like, yeah, everyone's just as excited about this. I don't know that there is. I just don't think that they do it anymore. The first real-time sound check, yeah. Again, I haven't been to movies in a really long time, though, so I couldn't tell you. There wasn't one before this movie. It was the Netflix like, the end sound that it makes when you watch. So that was the first, like, thing after previews. Which was really funny to see on a big screen. Just like the Netflix logo appearing. Oh, interesting. I learned something new. I can go to bed. Good night, all. Oh, cool. Me too. Hey, look, I didn't mess this one up. Way to go, Megan. So I know a lot of us haven't been playing Disney Dreamlight Valley ever since, like, the whole "it's gonna be free, just kidding, it's not" thing happened. But I was watching Doc the other night play it. Y'all, I loaded it up for the first time in months last night because guess what they added? You can now have companion animals besides the little ones that follow you around. They added Lucky from 101 Dalmatians. And I still had moonstones left over. And I still haven't bought anything for this game since it first came out, but I haven't spent any actual money. But I got him so freaking fast. I didn't care that it was like 3,000 moons. And now he follows around. He follows behind you and his little his tail wags and he's so cute. And he picks up sticks. When you're walking around, you'll see a little like paw print hover over like the sticks and he'll pick them up. It was me! You watched the VOD today, I saw the dog, and then heard Doc talking to someone whose dog was a jerk, and I knew it was you in chat. I love that Patch's jerkiness transcends communities. And my love for Dalmatians, that's fabulous. Oh my gosh. Oh god. Honestly, that made my whole day. Where's my baggie for these? Alright. We got a lot of beads made. Did you see that or hear that, James?
No.
Come read Sharn's comment. Doc's story about the name of his Dalmatian. Yeah, he told me that.
But, yeah.
So, I was talking about how I was watching and I saw Lucky and I was like, oh my god, I had to buy it. And then Sharn... Sharn was watching Doc's VOD back and heard talking about a jerk Dalmatian and knew it was me.
Oh, no.
They're like, that's Megan. And
Yeah.
that's Megan and Patch. It sure is. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 19. Okay, we gotta make one more so that we have 20 made. Right? We can't leave it on 19. And then we're almost halfway there with these. I need to make 41 of them. Are you going to try and do surgery on the car? Are you going to go out and do stuff on the car? I'm going to mess with it a little bit, yeah. Okay, don't break it. I won't. Okay. It's like he has a tool in his hand. Alright, let me snooze ads. Gotta go to bed, no worries. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I'll like either take a little clip to share of Lucky following behind me, or when we play our game on Wednesday, if you all want. I can load that up real quick and show you little tiny Lucky. I don't want to stream that game because I don't agree with what they did. And I don't want to like be promoting it and earning them more money. I understand some streamers sign contracts and they must. I also understand some people don't really care. It just I don't like it. Because like if it wasn't for people who are here gifting me that game, I never would have gotten it because I was waiting until it became free. Like they promised. But they lied. They were liars. So, I'll be back tomorrow, and the plan is to crochet. So, I don't know what exactly. Maybe starting on the sleeves for my cardigan. Maybe give back blanket. I'm not really sure what I'm going to be in the mood for. This whole week is just very much up in the air with like travel stuff coming up. And then Wednesday we're going to be playing House Flipper again. Not because I've been itching to play more of that. No. Need to shut down for the evening time to start dinner? No worries. That's literally what I'm going to do as soon as I'm done with this bead. It was nice to have you here again. I hope that you have a great rest of your night. And that we see you again soon. Thanks for hanging out. Also, I may be... Remember how the last time we played Sims, how I discovered that one house on the island that has like all the ghost puppies and cats? I may have been working on editing that build. Remember I was talking about how I wanted to do like a let's play? So I may have also been doing that here and there. So I'm excited to show you all what that's going to be. Of course. Always happy to. Yeah, I have so many lists everywhere. Like things to do. Things to prep. things to make sure I pack. Sorry if pre-rolls pop up for anyone. I snoozed ads one more time because I'm literally finishing this up. Like, I think the only thing that would make me pay any kind of money towards Disney Dreamlight Valley at this point is if they had any kind of 101 Dalmatian thing that you needed to pay for. They would get me that way. I can skip out on anything else. Like, listen, if I skipped out on the Tangled DLC, I love Tangled. I can skip out on pretty much anything. But if they came out with 101 Dalmatians, I'm in. I'm paying. Alright, 20 beads done. Whoa, we're almost halfway there. Wait, where? Oh my gosh. I have to replace the battery in my clock. I don't know if I mean, it's there. I have this clock on my wall. And the tail wags. Like how the eyes would move on the Felix clock. His little tail goes back and forth. But the battery's dead. Yeah, I'm the same way, Emily. I'm not going to pay for anything. I feel, though, that if they did 101 Dalmatians, that might be the only exception I make. There's an ad on Facebook that I clicked on. Well, since you clicked on it, I'm sure Facebook will be happy to show it to you again. Because that's just how they are. They're like, hey, you know, you clicked on this once and you didn't buy anything. Maybe you should. Alrighty. That's going to do it for us today. Thank you all for hanging out and keeping me company for the subs, the bits, and the raids. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your time zone. I will see you all tomorrow, and we shall be crocheting. Have a fabulous rest of your time zone. Okay? If you'd like to come join the Discord, you can do so here. And there is the link to my socials. Have a great rest of your time zone, friends. Remember to eat something tasty, to drink some water, to take any meds that you have to take. Be kind to yourself and other people. Remember you are loved, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.